What's up guys, Ike here and welcome back to next episode of Scrap Mechanic. So last night I got a bit bored and just started to build something which I wanted to build a really long time ago, but I really couldn't think how to make it properly. But now I checked the mods and actually there was some parts and I tried to make it. Maybe you recognize it, maybe not. It's a BMW E30 M3. And there's three versions: Cabrio, the sport version and the stock. And as you can see, I also made the hood opening like this, which is very signature for E30. Let me show before I jump into them. Let me show, this is like a failed attempt. Actually I like the front for this one a little bit better because it's narrower, but when I was starting to make the rest of the car, it just turned too narrow and really didn't look at that good, so I made it a little bit wider. Then there is another version which is like with bigger wheels, but I really didn't like it how it looked, so I didn't redo all other cars with these big wheels as well, because in reality these wheels should be the ones which should fit for this car, but for some reason I just don't like it. It looks like a X-Drive E30 with these wheels. And also I updated this E46 M3 mod, which now have new headlights and taillights, and also the license plate. I made it with this European style. And let's see, the other thing which I changed was the weight of the car, because I realized that this whole ar is a one part and was just too light, and now I increased the weight and it drives much better. And also I made the wheels a little bit heavier, so they have more grip and they drive a little better. And also I will release this mode. I made the front suspension. It was really tricky to make it because I really couldn't make it like the back where I just put the straight pipe up. I made it like this in the wing where I have more space, and it works really well. And the suspension, and as the suspension is in the front as well, it drives a lot better and it's not that bouncy. Also the headlights, I found one more piece which I could actually hide it inside, and now the headlights works as well as the taillights. Yeah, I really like it. Alright, so now let's go to these three, which are the main point why I'm making this episode. So let's go with this red one first, and let's jump inside, and they will be on the workshop. And to get inside you just have to jump through the glass, because as you can see I'm using my mod which I made, which have like a glass with 1x1 collision. I can actually move them inside, so that's why I could make like these angle shapes and so on. And also what I really like is, this was actually the last minute thing, is that I made this rounded corner here, so it looks more like a BMW rear side window, because as you know most BMWs have this like a shaped window in the back, and they keep it like that. Even in the new series they have like this angle in the back. So yeah, and here is the engine bay. It's a V8 but that's the only engine which I could make here, because I don't really know if Lord Pain actually released this inline engine mod, so I used this V8 engine without the top. So yeah, here's some fan and the radiator. Also I really like these top mounts for the shock absorbers. They are really simple and plain, but I like how they tune it out. And I really couldn't make anything more complicated because I had to leave the space for the hood. So let me open and close the hood. So those are headlights number 2, and with number 1 you can open. Whoa, and I jump out. And sometimes it stucks that you can't open, like now, and sometimes it just works. And I really couldn't figure out what the hell is wrong with it, because let me show how I made it. There's actually this piston which moves like one block out and then starts straight and moves another block out, but for some reason it gets stuck. Let me show. So yeah, see, at start it just push this one here is the piston, it should go up one block and then start to rotate and extend the second block, but for some reason it gets stuck. And no, you can't really open the trunk because I really couldn't figure out how to make it because there's not that much space. And I would need to like modify the whole back to make the trunk open, but it'll be like only like one block wide trunk, so I didn't made it. Let's get inside, let's close the hood, turn on the headlights, and let's just drive it around with this one. And I still don't have the sound in the scrap mechanic game, not really sure why is that, it's really weird. Actually, let me show, maybe you guys can tell as well. Do you have in the options, let me go on options, audio, do you have like other sliders here? Because I don't really have any other sliders. I feel like that is the fault in the game and I don't need to reinstall whole Windows. So yeah, this is how the red version looks like. And actually I didn't plan to make an episode with this car because it was really small and simple thingy, but eventually it turned out not that simple. And after I made that second version and the Cabrio, I decided I will record the episode. And also let me show the suspension how I made here. See, as well as I don't really have this like I don't have space for the suspension and the steering right above the wheel, so I made the suspension where it is. I made the suspension here a little bit deeper and then the steering is happening above the wheel and it works really well and the suspension works. So now let me get in the white one, which is basically the same, just the windows are tinted and some M series striping is on. I really like how the taillights looks. Really, the taillights are the only thing which is like a real E30. A lot of things, it more feels like it's BMW 2002, if you know it. It had like this white kit as well. Actually, it's really drifty car. It likes to drift more than drive straight, just like a real BMW. Alright, and now let's go with the Cabrio. Now let's jump inside. Oh yeah, how the hood, I thought I didn't made for this one as well, but I made. So yeah, this is how my version of E30 looks in scrap mechanic. And interior I didn't put any details in it because this wasn't supposed to be like the real and only E30 for scrap mechanic, but I just wanted to make it so it looks like something like that. So yeah, this is how it looks. But yeah, I guess I'll end this episode here because there's nothing else to show. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Oh, and also I really hope you liked the new intro. I really hope I added it. So yeah, thank you for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in some other videos. Bye.